You guys there? Hold on. Hold on, I gotta do something real quick. Oh, it's not letting me. I can't see anything because my phone is cracked in the middle. And so I can't, it won't let me close this box. Okay, there's learn more, but I don't want that. So, okay. Okay, I had no idea we were going live. This is fucking crazy. Am I allowed to say fuck when I'm live? I don't even know the rules anymore. Anyway, I just started setting up actually. I wasn't even in like full mode, but here we are. Oh my gosh, I guess I forgot to put my flash on. So we'll use some light from my flashlight. Hi, you guys. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to give everybody like, I didn't plan this. I didn't tell you to come on here. So I have no idea why they're having me do this. So I'm actually going to kind of play around a little bit because it's been a minute since, okay, so there's live chat. And then what's this? I haven't gone live in a really long time. Oh, it's got a filter. Cool. Ooh, maybe I'll put a filter on just so you guys can see it better because I really just wanted the natural light. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see what happens if we put a filter on. Beam. I mean, it's really all about monalgia. Ooh, that pop's kind of nice. Ooh, yeah, that pop's nice. Let's see. Crush. Glow. Oh, you know what? I think Spirit wanted me to do this in black and white because of noir, because of the eclipse. Hey, you guys, in real time, it's the full moon in Scorpio, blessed full moon in Scorpio. Welcome. And not only that, but it is a lunar eclipse, which if you, sorry, I'm looking around for things. If you are not, you know, in the southern hemisphere or the other side of the world, you're not going to experience it. Hold on, let me see. Noir. Oh, nope. So we want noir. Okay. And then do I just do that? How do I get out of there? You guys, I have no idea what's going on. I have not done this. Okay. Save, highlight, share, enable flash. Ooh, this is like really fun. I had no idea. Okay. So enable flash. Ooh, maybe we'll do flash instead of that light. Is that too bright though? That seems a bit bright, doesn't it? Our shims are bright. Okay. So there's noir. There's slate. I'm just waiting for people. I mean, I guess they want me to do this, right? I mean, people are coming in. Ooh, silver screen. That's kind of cool. Let me see which one they want. Do you like the silver screen, Spirit? Ooh, what about haunt? Ooh, fun. This is so fun. I'm having so much fun right now. Silver screen. No. Do we want sepia? We can't get it anyway because I can't get to that part of my phone. Isn't that sad? I need a new phone. Okay, noir. I'm going to do it after Mercury goes direct, though. I don't know. Let's see. Noir. I'm going to do that. I wonder if I can, like, go back and edit this later to be like, I don't know. That's just too bright for me. That's just a little much. I'm taking that flash off. Maybe there's no one here right now. Maybe they're having me do this just so that I can, play with this. Ooh, the light actually out here is almost even better. So I'm just going to leave that be. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Bye-bye. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, someone's here. Hello. I was saying for the first 4 minutes that I had no idea I was going live, but Spirit just threw me out there to go live. So, and they came on and they came off. Maybe because they're like, I'm the only one here. That kind of freaks some people out sometimes. Ooh, 420. Ooh, speaking of, should I partake in some cannabis while I'm waiting to see if people come in? Okay. Is it in my greatest nice good to keep going, Spirit, and keep going live like this? Maybe I'm just meant to sit here with you guys and hang out. Who knows? How fun. All right, let's see. This one, should I smoke some of this one right now? I'm using my pendulum. It kind of looks like the moon, like we're on the moon. Look at that. Like when I play with the lighting, that's cool. I don't even know what time it is. Like in the UK, like Anna, I think it's nighttime for you guys right now. Do 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 do. Wow. I mean, are you supposed to like hashtag to get people to come on? I mean, I don't know. You know, please educate me. Please educate me on the live. I probably should do more, but Spirit just told me to come live. So, you know, I just do as I'm told. I just do as I'm told. And I am searching for my lighter. Oh, there it is. This is really fun. I can see if one of the tribe come in, and then, you know, that person who came on, they might have been a little freaked out because they're like, what's happening here? How did I get over here? But that's good. Maybe all it is just for me, just to put on for someone new that sees a live stream and then they find us, our tribe. So yeah. So we'll just see what happens. This is good. How's everybody's full moon going? You know, this is my moon. I am a full moon, or I'm a moon, my moon's in Scorpio. And so this is really interesting to me. It's raining today. It's been beautiful. The weather's been beautiful. And all of a sudden it just like dipped down. It got cold again. Not really cold, but you know, it's not 75 and sunny like it's been recently, or even in the 60s and sunny. It's like in the 50s. It's rainy. I live in the Pacific Northwest. I'm right off of the water, the salt water. So it's, you know, we're between, on the Strait of Juan de Fuca on the north side of the Olympic Peninsula between Canada and the United States. So we get the mountains from Canada and the Olympic mountains over here in the US. And sometimes it can really suck. It can really suck. Oh, yay. Hi. I don't know who you are, but I was just called to come out here and do a reading. I normally do readings. I record readings and put them on my channel. Today is the full moon in Scorpio and the lunar eclipse, but we're doing a live reading today. And I don't know if that means that people are going to be able to ask questions. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're, you know, a regular tribe member, welcome back. Thanks for being here. And yeah, I mean, right now I'm not pulling any cards. So if you want to ask a question, looks like I've seen words coming up. Do you want to ask anything? Anything? You want to ask anything? Okay, I'm having some cannabis. Connecting to spirit. Is there anything, you don't have to show yourself, you know, you don't have to, you know, if you're here, you're allowed to be here and not have to say anything. So I'm going to pull the box and I'm actually going to pull the deck out. I normally reserve black and white for when I go to the dark side of the moon. But since we are in this full moon lunar eclipse, I thought it was only fitting to do it this way. So I want to tell you guys, you know, for those of you who come here all the time, you know that Spirit always gives me a theme or something, you know, some type of lead to bring us into our reading. And today in the flower moon, the full moon in Scorpio, it's a lunar eclipse, which is a penumbral moon. And we'll research all this stuff and look it up together. But the title is The Dog Days Are Over. Be sweet and kind. Ooh, when I looked down, it was 8:49 and then 8:50. And as you know, 8 is infinity. 49 comes to 13 for me, which is my lucky day. And I'm born on the 13th. But then also it was like 8:50, which 85 is also 13, which is the number of the goddess. So I don't know. We may be live just for one person. And I mean, obviously everyone's going to see this after, but maybe they're going to have me do more. I've only been reluctant to do live because I live in the mountains and I'm going strictly by my phone. So, you know, sometimes I watch it and it looks so great, you know, when I'm doing the live, and then I go back and it's all choppy and I'm like, oh no. Or I try to do it and people are like, you know, we can't hear you, you're breaking up, you know. So I kind of just stopped doing that. And I kept thinking, well, once we get in a house and we have a better connection, yada yada, you know, we live off the grid. But it doesn't matter. Ooh, I can't see. Did their messages? Looks like somebody's trying to talk. Let me see. Let me see if I have to chop chest. Okay, new. Managing moderators can support your channel. No. Okay. I'm just trying to see what's going on here. Oops, sorry. I hope that worked. Did that work? So all messages are visible. Now all messages are visible. I'm new to this new live. Like I've done live on here before, but I haven't been on here live since YouTube has changed so much stuff. So I have no idea. I don't even know, what is this one? Oh, that's the filter. Okay. What's this one? Oh, I can mute my microphone. Interesting. Okay. And I like that they let you enable the flash. That's kind of cool that you can enable the flash whenever you want to. See, it's showing me that words are coming up, but then there's no message. So I apologize. I'm trying to, if you're trying to send messages, I can't see them and talk about, you know, I mean, look at this. We're in a full moon in Scorpio, a lunar eclipse, and Mercury retrograde. I mean, come on. I'm assuming it would show me like a little clip if it, you know what I mean? Or show me like a little thing. Oh, no, it's down to 11:11. Okay, so I'm just going to pull cards. So if you did ask a question, Spirit will know what your question is anyway. And maybe that's it. Maybe it just needs to be private. So Spirit, if anyone has asked a question, or are there any, oh, these two came out. Oh, so cute. Okay, so I just posted a shorts on my other channel, Lula's Life. And if you're new here, go check out, there's a link on my main page here at the Magical Medium. But I literally just posted a cute little Wilson Phillips Hold On short from Spirit. So I swear this is for you, because look at this. Hold your vision. Hold on for one more day. Fixed moon. So whomever you are, if you were trying to ask a question, Spirit is saying, hold your vision. Don't let go of your dream. And I heard, okay, so there are a few things I just heard. I heard, don't quit your day job. And but the thing is, when I work with my spirit guides, your spirit guides, like who's ever here right now, they don't speak with malice. They may speak with being stern, but they don't speak with malice. And so what I just heard was, it almost felt like a sarcastic, like, yeah, keep dreaming, you know, whatever. You know what? Fuck that. If somebody is saying that to you, remember, any naysayer, because your true friends and the true people who love you and look out for you, your true tribe and community, your true family, blood and bone sometimes, and you're fortunate if that's true, but if not, your true family are those that will raise you up. Raise me up, right? Hold me down. Thank you, Rihanna. I should have another shorts for that on here too, right? Because we're here to raise each other up, but also like hold each other down if it's like a really rough time and we're feeling, you know, blah, 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 and we got to let go. We got to let go. We got to let go of something, whatever it is. So hold your vision. And people, the naysayers, those who say negative things to you, it's because they don't have the courage to do it themselves. And that's okay. We don't look down on them. We don't, you know, whatever. If anything, we send them love and light and compassion and say, hey, man, you know, I'm going to keep dreaming. I'm going to keep dreaming because this is my vision. This is my dream. And you may not understand it and you may not know why, but I am here to make a difference. That's why Spirit said the dog days are over is the title, and be sweet and kind, because, you know, do unto others as you'd have done unto you. When you were not awake, quote unquote, when you were still fumbling about trying to figure shit out, you didn't like it if people were mean to you or naysayers or saying anything negative, right? You wanted to be around people who supported you and loved you through your change and your transformation. It's the same thing. So hold your vision. Don't let the naysayers come in. Okay, then the next one is, ooh, a fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. Full moon in Aries. I think I'm going to put a little light on this subject. Yeah. A fiery climax approaches. So for some of you, something massive is coming your way. And this is very interesting. That's why when we do these, right, these readings are for multiple people. So a fiery climax approaches. I tried to fix that and they said, no, leave it. So, interesting. Something's going on. Something. Oh, they don't let you zoom in on this, huh? On live. New. You know what? There's another card and I feel like we need to see it. Okay. Ooh, look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. And also they're having me put this in, this is amethyst. I know that this isn't black and white, but this is amethyst. And in the card, there's pink and purple as well. So they're having me do it this way though. I'm going to go down a little bit. They're having me do it this way because of the moon energy. It's like we're giving homage to Lilith. But yeah, look at the bigger picture. A fiery climax approaches. So for some of you, in order for this climax of awesome events to happen, because we're still, this is the dark moon in Aries, right? This is the second moon in Aries. Even though we're the full moon in Scorpio at the moment and we're in the eclipse energy, like I'm literally like doing the reading during the energy right now, the ends of it actually, well, the beginning of the full moon, the end of the lunar eclipse energy. But we are in the Aries moon. That's why they called it a dark moon. So I feel like at the end of this moon cycle, a lot of things are going to happen for you guys. Now, listen, they're saying it's only going to happen, though, if you look at the bigger picture. You must look at the bigger picture. Because it's when we look at the bigger picture and we like step back, look at the whole story, not just parts of it. 1630. You know, if I call out numbers, those are angel numbers for you to research and look up. 1635 and then 1636. Okay. So when we step back from our emotions, because right now, I mean, right before I started this, I was like up, I was down, I was up, I was down. And I even said to Spirit, you know, I love to do music. As you look at this channel, my other channel, music is my life. I love it. And all different shapes and forms and sizes. And, you know, I was almost like whispering to myself because I'm like, am I like getting away with something right now? Because usually during this time, full moon in Scorpio, I'm a fucking shit show. Because it's my moon and it's so emotional. But here we are in eclipse season in a Mercury retrograde, and I'm totally fine. Because you know why? We are in a new earth. It happened in March. March. It happened this past March. You are safe. You are free. You are loved. You are kindness. You are grace. I had no idea this was going to happen. I've just been going with the flow of things lately, and it's been so fun. I've been enjoying life so much more. And I did go all over the map because, you know, I'm an empath, of course. So I said to Spirit, you know, I put my music on shuffle. I'm like, you know, as I'm setting this reading up for you guys, I'm just like, where are we at? Are we up? Are we down? Like, what's going on? And my emotions were all over the place. And they're like, exactly. Everybody's emotions are all over the place. So it's going to be different for everybody. So you're going to receive these messages differently. Whenever you watch this, you'll receive it differently, right? You may watch this reading a year from now and get a totally different message, right? So for all these years, I never understood why this time of year I was just like not like getting my shit together. I was all over the place. But there's a reason why they bring the eclipse seasons together and with retrogrades and all that stuff. It's for teaching, it's for learning, it's for growing. We are in a growth process. It's a new earth, it's a new place, it's a new dawn. It's a new day, it's a new life, right? For me. And I'm feeling good. Burn out, down out, right? Down out, do. So hopefully this is uploading live and not too choppy. If it is, then I will redo the reading and I will record it and put it up. Because like I said, I don't get the best, I don't know, but I know Spirit's working for me. So they asked me to do this. So I'm kind of feeling like if they wanted me to do this, then it was all meant to be, you know, even if one person just like found us, oh, I looked down, it was 1919, woo, woo. And 1 and 9 is 10 and 1 and 9 is 10. So right, we're at the end of that patriarchal third dimensional bullshit. It's over, bye. Now we're in the fifth dimensional, beautiful, looking forward to the future. It's new earth, but it's also kind of old earth in a way. We're basically just kind of bringing it back to the basics, 1939 and then 1940. We're just kind of bringing it back to the basics of what earth was like in the first place, you know, a training school and free will and all this stuff. And it run amok, you know, and of course Spirit knew that was going to happen. Creator, whatever you want to call him, God, goddess, you know, they knew, everything was meant to be. They knew, they already saw the way it was going to go down, but that's okay. Because we're here learning something. You know, we are light beings living in a human experience in an avatar that will die. We will absolutely positively die. That is the only thing that is certain, is that your avatar will die and you will go into another one and you will, you know, whatever. You believe that you're a vampire and you've lived hundreds, thousands of years? Maybe you have. You know, maybe you've been in the same body. Maybe you know that you're, you know, as a baby, you knew. I saw something recently where Nicolas Cage was like, I could see when I was in the womb, and I was like, who's to say he can't? He's fucking Nicolas Cage. Have you ever seen that old picture somebody has from the Civil War that looks just like him? There, I think it's him, Jamie Foxx, and there's another actor where there's pictures of these guys from the Civil War, and people are like, oh yeah, well, you know, because we're all connected, you know, blood and bone and ancestry, blah blah blah, and who fucked who and what happened, and you know. But on the other hand, there's something really, really fascinating about that, because who says that they're not? Who says they're not the same person still alive? Who says? I don't know. And that's the fun part about being here. And they want us to engage and have fun. You know, they want us to be happy. And I feel like for some of you, you're like, I want to see that card again. So yeah, hold your vision. A fiery climax approaches. Look at the bigger picture. Do we have any more cards? Because I feel like we're going to go into the book a little bit, just because I love to personally educate myself and those who are open and willing to learn with me. So today I'm going to start with, even though the cards here have their own, you know, meanings and all that good stuff, I'm going to start with the full moon in Scorpio, because I want you to read what was channeled by Yasmin Boland for these messages, for this particular energy. Okay. So we're the full moon in Scorpio, and it says it's time to release negativity. If you've been feeling paranoid and acting weird, take this card as a very direct message from the cosmos to stop it. And when they say that, it's one thing to be weird. Like, I like to make weird videos and be like an artist, whatever. Like, that weird is awesome. Absolutely appreciated, warranted. We need you. Let your freak flag fly. They're saying weird in this scenario. They're being very cautious, Spirit is, because this is, you have to remember, this is somebody else's level of consciousness when they translated this information to create this oracle deck. Okay. So when they're saying weird, meaning like out of character, not like yourself, you know, you're not feeling like you. They're like, well, it's okay. It's because you are aligning with the energy around you, this Scorpio energy. And your mission, should you choose to accept it when you're done watching this, is to go research this Scorpio energy. It's not just about, oh, that person's a Scorpio, because I'm a triple Sag and my moon's in Scorpio. But I'll tell you something, I've always aligned with the Scorpio people. Like, I had a lot of Scorpio people in my life. Or when people are like, you know, because they say, quote unquote, that the male, the divine masculine of Scorpio is kind of like the biggest dick of the zodiac kind of thing. And I will tell you from personal experience, I have slept with, dated, been friends with Scorpio masculine males, and 23, 33. And I will tell you what, they were all very different. But the one thing they had in common was no bullshit. Like, don't just fucking be real, you know, which is ironic because Scorpios are very secretive. They're very secretive signs, but they're also like, you know, they can see through the bullshit. Their intuition is on fire. So like for myself and others whose moon is in Scorpio, we kind of see through everything, man. We're just like, you know what? You can't fucking lie to me. We're human bullshit barometers here. We're put here for a purpose. My moon wouldn't be in Scorpio if I wasn't here to use it for something, especially because my sun and my rising and my star are Sagittarius. You know, like, that's pretty profound, you know, because also I'm like, I love you. I'm happy. You know what I mean? My triple Sag is like always for the forever optimist, even though my inner Scorpio moon is like, we're doomed. I just know it, right? No. And the only reason why Scorpios are like that is because they see through the bullshit and they're just like, ugh. And it's almost like dealing all the time, not ego, but just like that kind of soul knowledge. But that's when the ego gets in the way, when it takes over the soul knowledge, when it tells the soul knowledge that it doesn't have a place to be. It's not true. Okay, so let your freak flag fly as much as you want to, but don't allow the certain energies to rule your life. You can work with them, you can feel them, but don't let them, you know what I mean? Even though it's the full moon in Scorpio right now, you can't allow that energy to overtake you, like, let's just say for the next 2 or 3 days or the next week or whatever. It's like you're meant to use it, utilize it, and move on. That's why astrology like baffles me. I'm in love with it, but also intimidated at the same time because there's so many parts that are moving all the time. And that just goes to show that if we run by an astrological quote unquote clock, because there is no such thing as time, it's a man-made function. So if we're like rotating in that energy, it makes sense that like we would be forever changing. And we're not meant to just stick in one thing or stick in another. We're meant to flow. And if you go with the energy, maybe you're crying a lot right now. I know for me, that's what I was going to say. The music was like, I was like, dude, I'm fucking all over the place. I was like crying. I was laughing. I was sad. I was dancing. I laid on the floor, started doing yoga. I was like all over the map. Not that that's much different than my normal day. I'm just saying like, I was asking spirit for like what the energy was for the tribe so I can kind of like click in with it, right? So that's very, very interesting. So anyway, it says worrying yourself is pointless. It's time to release any negativity you have around the situation you're asking about. If someone has been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them. This card heralds an emotionally intense time since both the full moon and Scorpio themselves are both extremely intense. By the way, Scorpio lovers are really amazing. If you've never had one, I highly recommend you try one. And I mean that in the most loving way, not like that they don't have an identity or an existence, but you know what I mean. I love Scorpios, and not just because I'm part of it. They're just really cool, magical creatures. It's time for you to feel all your feelings. Tear those walls down, Spirit saying brick by brick, right? Because part of our theme today was be sweet and kind. And they just talked about that in here, about kindness. It's like if someone has been unkind to you, maybe perhaps be kind back to them. Just because someone's being a jerk to you doesn't mean you have to be a jerk back. It really is in how we show up, how we go into the world. It's bit by bit, moment by moment, second by second. And, looking to the future, all it does is bring us worry. And if you're not familiar with Satguru, I highly recommend you follow them. There's something Satguru says that I don't feel like I've ever been 100% like, oh yeah, like, whatever for anybody, because we're all different. There are going to be some parts where you're like, I may not align with that, and that's okay. But for the most part, I love just what I feel like right now. He is a Buddha, a Jesus, a Muhammad. He's a prophet. He's just a prophet. He's just out there. He's just speaking his own truth. And, you can listen or not listen. And that's all I'm doing. That's any other person who's doing stuff that I'm doing or Satguru's doing. We're just here as light workers. If you have found your way here, welcome. You are loved. You are welcome here. Welcome to this tribe. If you're new, there's just a lot of interesting things that are happening right now. And like this, this was so impromptu. I wasn't even really quote unquote ready. And then all of a sudden Spirit was just like, go on here, just blah, blah, blah. Like the beginning of this, I was just like kind of like smoking weed and just hanging out and like whatever. And then all of a sudden it was just like, they're like, just do this. And I'm like, okay. And here I am. So sometimes we have to go outside the box. Sometimes we have to look out for things that we didn't even know were there. Scorpios are secretive, right? They like to hide and keep things secret. Keep it secret, keep it safe, like Gandalf, right? Okay, so there could be some nastiness in the air when you pull this card. If that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from anyone or anything that you feel is toxic. For some, however, this card has a totally different meaning. Your sex life can improve now if you make an effort. Use your magic. You have all the need inside of you to bring about your desired result. The attunement to this moon is emote. It's all better out than in. And what Spirit means by that is, stop holding back who you are. If you hold your vision, then a fiery climax will approach your life, and you will start to see the world in a much different way. You will look at, and not just at the big picture, but just that if you go at your own pace, you will find your inner happiness. Also, you guys, I think it's really interesting that out of these 3 cards, 2 of them are signs. So we have Aries and Sagittarius, which are both fire. So, use that fire energy. Even if you're not an Aries or Sagittarius and you're like 4 big ones, go and look in your chart and see where Aries or Sagittarius or both, if you're drawn to both, see where they fall in your chart. Okay. I think cafeastrology.org. There's a lot of them. Just look up free birth chart. And then search and look and see where Sagittarius and Aries are in your chart right now, because that could be, you might just shock yourself too, because you'd be like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. That is what's happening in my marriage right now, or that's what's happening with my job right now, right? So that's just like a wink wink from spirit to, that's okay, you know. When you're meant to figure it out, you will figure it out. The additional meanings are, it's time to move from living fearfully to living joyfully. Exactly. The dog days are over. Be sweet and kind. Let it go. You're right to have your suspicions. So if you're suspicious about something, Spirit's saying, you know, but also don't read so much into it that you've gone outside of like the zone. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes if you're really upset at somebody or really pissed at somebody, you can, I mean, talk about a fiery climax. You can turn it into something else that it's like, and it'll like fucking explode your world. So be mindful of what you're doing. You know, go into meditation first before you just confront somebody. Because sometimes it could be something that's tied into a past life, you know, that with somebody else that's in that, but you're in a relationship with somebody, but there's a reason why you're in a relationship with them, right? Because they're mirroring you or mirroring your past or something that you need to look at. And that's the guidance I'm getting from Spirit, is that it's something that you just need to look at. Look at the bigger picture. Okay. And then it says, grudges are toxic. Let something go. Yes. Live, breathe, and love in the flow. Let that shit go. You don't need to hold on to it. It doesn't belong to you. The only thing you need to hold on to is your vision. That's it. That's all you need to do. Also, I'm feeling for some of you, I'm going to read the fixed moon energy. We're going to read this card. But for some of you, I'm feeling like it's like, do you see how the moon is like, if it was half, it would just go straight down. But it's almost like it's going a little bit more that way. I feel like you guys, that's what your relationships are. You're always just given a little bit more than everybody else. And you're fucking tired. And Spirit's like, do you want to always continually be helping somebody else, doing things for somebody else? Like, isn't this your life too? Aren't you allowed to have a vision, bring it to climax, to show everybody, you know, the big picture of you and who you are? So let it go, you know, just let it go. Also, this is the end of an argument. So it could be something you've been going on and on with somebody, or something's been going on and Spirit's like, let it go. You don't need to hold on to this right now. You know, it kind of goes with the grudges are toxic. Also, I'm feeling like maybe you're in a relationship with somebody. I feel like it could be family. If either way, it feels very, very masculine. And, you know, women could be heavy masculine too. So quote unquote women. But I'm getting this vibe that that they always have to have the last word. And maybe you guys have had this like ongoing thing where it's like, oh no, I'm gonna have the last word, or I'll have the last laugh, or I'll be the last blah blah blah. This, you know, ego bullshit. So 3309, by the way. And whenever I spout off numbers, if you're new here, they're just angel numbers for you to research if you're called to. If not, no worries. But this is the time where you need to let it go. 3323. I remember I had a really horrible thing happen between somebody that I loved. And normally we would, you know, let this fight like keep going or whatever until one of us kind of gave in, gave up, apologized, whatever. And long story short, I was telling a friend of mine and they're like, you know what? I wouldn't respond at all. They're like, by not responding says everything, because they're expecting you to respond. Because, you know, if you're dealing with somebody like that, or somebody who's very narcissistic and has to be in control all the time, you know, they may be looking at this. Hold on, I'm turning the heat on. I got really cold all of a sudden. The rain is coming down. I'm like, it's cold. I live in the Pacific Northwest. But, you know, it's like, if that person is like giving you like that negative energy, that cold shoulder, that, you know, whatever, and you don't give anything back to them, they're going to go through their own 7 stages of death. It's part of their narcissism. They can't help themselves. It's part of their controlling, whatever label you want to put on it. They're just words, really. And just because someone has narcissistic behavior doesn't necessarily make them a narcissist. We've been like slapping labels on things and each other. And, you know, it's really fucking damaging. It's actually really, really damaging to do that, because we're saying that that person isn't going to grow. You know, they may not just grow with us. Maybe we're the one that needs to, you know, omit ourselves from the conversation, from that relationship, because, you know, they're meant to meet somebody else who will help them see their, you know, not the error of their ways, but, you know, see their path in a different way. It is not always, you know, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to fix it. We have a lot of us, especially the sensitives, you know, we have this, I'm going to heal them. I'm going to heal them. And you cannot heal anybody. And somebody is only going to heal as far as they're willing to heal themselves. And if they're pulling on you too much, and especially if they're taking you away from your vision and your dream, you know, it's like it's going to end in a fiery climax of just bullshit and arguments and the same old, and nothing, right? Because nothing changes if nothing ever changes. So, you know, they most likely will go through the 7 stages of death. They'll be like, oh, huh, they still haven't got back to me. Yeah, I showed them, you know, and they're like sitting in their glory that they won the argument and everything is done. They're like, I am the victor, you know. And then slowly, it's like, they're like, did they get my message? You know, right? Because then that's like, well, of course it can't be me, right? It's like, did they get my message? Maybe they didn't get my message. Oh, I'll wait a little bit longer. And then it's like, oh, they did get my message. Oh, good, good. I'm glad. I'm glad I said, you know what I mean? And then that goes to, that was a little harsh. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Oh, that was maybe I should have only said this, or, you know, and they'll go through that whole thing. Trust me. Trust me. It's funny now. I look back on certain things and I'm like, abso-fucking-lutely. I know what I did was the best thing I could do for me because most people were used to me fighting back. I'm a triple fire, triple Sag, my moon's in Scorpio. I was not one to back down from an argument, from a fight, and I had to learn to pick my battles and not let people bait me. And they would too. And I was like, why do you want to bait me? Like, why, what's going on there? So, you know, that's their own shit. So the full moon in Scorpio has a sting in its tail. It can herald a vindictive end to a relationship. Yikes. It can also be a time when we want to be good, but we're naughty. If you pull this card, no matter when your dark side and your shadow self may be showing, the full moon in Scorpio is also a time of magic. If you were thinking of making some magic, this is your sign to do it now, today, right now. And it doesn't matter when you watch this, right? Clear your throat chakra. And you're like, oh, I can't sing today because my throat's, you know, my voice isn't good. Bullshit. Then sing something fun. Put yourself out there. Do something that you wouldn't normally do. That's what this energy is all about, okay? So hold your vision. A fiery climax approaches. I'm going to see if Spirit wants us to... Let me ask them if they want me... I don't know if they want us to pull any more. Let me see if they want us to pull any more cards, because I kind of got the vibe we were going to pull some more cards. Let's see. Do we want to read from the book for Hold Your Vision, Spirit? The pendulum speaks. Yes. So, and welcome to those of you who just came on. People, they're coming and going. That's okay. Hey, I had no idea I was going to do this either. I would have prepared you if I felt like I was going to, but I had no idea either. Okay, so fixed moon. How y'all doing out there? How you handling this Scorpio energy? Listen, it's pouring out there. Okay, 106, which is also the number 7. Oh, thanks for the like. We love you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thanks for being here. And like I said, you know, I've never gone live in where I live, so if it's cutting in and out, I apologize. If it's really bad, I will delete this and do the reading over. Oh my gosh, Spirit just opened right to it. Okay, so hold your vision, fixed moon. There are 2 main possibilities with this card. The first is that you need to stand firm in whatever situation you're in. The second, very different interpretation, is that something is stuck. That could well be referring to the situation you're asking about. If that's the case, have a think about what you can do to grease the wheels so that the events move forward. Are you being stubborn? If so, that's great. Because if you really want things to change, there's a solution. Stop digging your heels in and be the one to break a deadlock. With 2 interpretations for this card, it's up to you to decide what's going on and which meaning applies to your story. This offers up a chance for some self-reflection. Attunement to the moon is yes. Just say the word a lot and see how it feels. Say yes instead of no. Say yes. And if you don't like it, you can instantly say no. Say yes and be like, oh, no. You know, you can, you know, say you're walking around the market and they're having, you know, a little taster and they're like, come try this. And you're like, you know, I've always wanted to try that. I want to try that. Yes, I will try that. And you put it in your mouth and you're like, oh, and you're all excited because you're like, oh, look at me. I am trying something for the first time. I am bringing this awesome energy into my world. And then you're like, oh, okay, this is gross. Spit it out. That's okay too. Ooh, I looked down. It was 40 minutes exactly. Exactly. So fours are all about balance, right? So spit it out. If you don't like it, spit it out. But you tried it. You did something different. You stepped outside of your comfort zone. You can say no immediately, but maybe first initially say yes. The greatest part about being human is free will and the ability to change your mind. And when I looked down, it was 40-21, and there's two people watching and a one like, and so I just saw that across. So it could be those, if those numbers mean anything to you, and if you're new, when I spout off numbers like that, those are angel numbers for you to work with. Okay. If you're so inclined, if not, no worries, let it pass by. It wasn't your message. Okay, so there are additional meanings for this card. The first is staying power, faith, or patience that's needed. So listen, when they're saying hold your vision, it could be like maybe you've been writing a book or writing. You guys, I can't see anything you guys are. If you're writing things, I can't see them. I hope they'll let me see them later. My phone's cracked down the middle, so I don't know. But every so often things flash up, so I have no idea. Anyway, I love you and thank you for being here. But yeah, hold your vision. If you've been working on something, you may just need a little more patience. It may just not be there yet. Okay? And only you know. And maybe let's see if we can get some more messages from Spirit on some of you. Because I feel like some of you are like, but when, Lula? I've been holding on. My rope is frayed. I'm barely holding on to the strings at the end of the frayed rope. I feel you. I know. I feel you. I'm with you right now so, so much. I really love you. I understand. So listen, keep the faith. This is when we stay in the high vibration. And they had me put the full moon lunar eclipse energy, but they didn't have me put in the dog days are over, be sweet and kind. That's our real, genuine, actual theme for this reading, is that the dog days are over. We are in the good energy, that we are aligned in the fifth dimensional energy. Some of us are aligned with all the dimensions right now. We are all over the place. Everybody's working from their own level of consciousness, their own level of understanding. So please, in all ways, okay, in all ways, hold the faith and be kind as much as possible. Be sweet, be overly sweet. And you can go and cry and break down, later. That's fine. I've been all over the map with my emotions with my full moon in Scorpio. But at the same time, I'm really just allowing and loving and being and understanding that, like, it's all fleeting. Time is fleeting. Energy is fleeting. And it comes and it goes. And we work with it and we let it go. It's raining right now, but in an hour from now, the sun could come out and it could be a beautiful day. That's the beauty of being human, is not knowing. Okay, the second one is someone needs to back down. So this can go both ways too. So either there's someone in your life who needs to they need to back the fuck up from you in your life. You know what I mean? Like they need to back it up and you need to hold your boundaries, okay? And say, hey, I love you, but you need to step back. You are not allowed to speak to me that way, treat me that way. And if they don't like it, be like, don't ever speak to me then until you're ready to treat me with the respect and dignity and love that I deserve. On the other side, you may need to back down. Maybe you're pushing somebody too hard because you want them to like be where you are. Again, tell you from personal experience, you cannot push anybody further than they are willing to go to meet themselves. So if somebody isn't ready, sometimes we have to break away from people, friends, family. We have to break away. Think of Kelly Clarkson's song, Break Away. Go listen to that song. It's such a great song. Kelly Clarkson, Break Away, okay? I think it was originally written by Avril Lavigne. I know Avril Lavigne wrote a song for her. It might be that one, because I think Avril recorded it first. Anywho, great song, great message. Go listen to it. Go have yourself a good cry. But sometimes we have to break away from people, places, and things. Opportunities, jobs, even a vehicle. Mercury retrograde, you're like, son of a bitch. My car. And it's like your favorite car. This happened to me. I had a car I loved forever and I kept it in mint condition. It was in mint condition. Then I was T-boned and they totaled my car because my insurance said that the car, even though it was in good shape, it wasn't worth like fixing. But I was like, I love my car. I'm like, big deal, we can fix it. It was mostly like cosmetic, you know what I mean? Because it hit the engine was still fine and all that. But I didn't have the money to fix it, so I took the insurance money. I totaled it out. But you know what I ended up getting? My dream car. My dream car. I'd always wanted. I was living in Southern California, and I'd always wanted a convertible. And my dream car came, and the way that came into my life was crazy too. It was like around what I could afford, and I never would have. Blah blah blah. And it was a really cool story that maybe I'll tell another day. But it led me to my dream car that I didn't even know that I was ready for. And Spirit's like, here's your dream car. So sometimes we have to release and let go of things. And that's what full moons are all about. It's about we're at the pinnacle of it. If you watch these readings on my channel, we do readings following the moon. But this particular reading, they had me do this live in black and white because they really want people to come alive and be connected when they're feeling that energy of the moon, when they're feeling, I mean, right now it's like I said, it's like we're in shadow because of the eclipse, and it's a dark moon, right? It's Aries, it's an Aries moon twice. So the fact that the middle card is the full moon in Aries is very interesting, because even though it's the full moon in Scorpio, it's like a double moon, right? Because we had a moon in Aries last, moon cycle, and now we're having it again. And in the middle, it says a fiery climax approaches. So if you need to back down because you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? It's like, don't fucking do something that you cannot take back, that you cannot change. If you need to take a breather, if someone's in your face, whatever, your love, your boss, whatever, just be like, just turn around and walk out. You don't even have to say anything. If they chase after you, even you can put your hand behind you like 1 minute, like just like back off, or put your hand like, I need a minute. And then if they keep coming after you, be like, I need a few minutes, please. And you don't have to be like, I need a few minutes, please, even though you may be feeling that. And then go somewhere else. Go scream in a pillow. Go be like, go stomp your feet. Whatever it is you need to do. But just remember that is a person that you're talking to. And even if they're treating you like shit, that's where they are. Don't fucking go down to their low level. And I'm not saying that like, don't go down to their level. No, it's like, don't, like, that's where they are. Love them anyway. Send them love, send them healing energy, because that's where they are. That's not where you are. And don't, you know what I mean? Because they're going to fire you up. They're going to fire you up. A fiery climax approaches. They're going to fire you up. But you need to look at the bigger picture. And you need to remember, I am the light worker here. I am the adult. I am the sole adult in this situation. You hear me? You feel me? So this is where they're really asking us to step up, because it is a new earth. And when we go down to that old third dimensional energy, this, tit for tat, I'm better than you, this bullshit, let that fucking go. It has nothing to do with you and your flow. It's everything to do with them. But they're mirroring you. Full moon, mirroring you, mirroring you. That's why my little ball wanted to come in today, right? Because it's all smoke and mirrors, baby. It's all smoke and mirrors. At the end of the day, it's all smoke and mirrors. How are you going to show up for yourself and for others? So the next one is avoid stagnation. Have you been hanging around somewhere too long? You're looking around your cubicle at work and you're like, you've made it all cute. You got a plant in there. Everything's great. And you're just like, I don't want to look at this fucking cubicle. One more second, one more minute of one more day. The second you do that and liberate yourself and you follow your dreams, I guarantee you Spirit is going to bring you the right person, the right job, the right place. There have been many times in my life where I've quit my job and my family are like, why do you do that? You're so crazy, blah, blah, blah. And they give me all this shit. And you know what? I would always find a job within like a month. The only time I couldn't find a job is when Spirit made me step up to do this as my job. When they're like, this is your job. This is what you're meant to do. You're meant to help people. And I was like, well, I am helping people. I worked in fashion. I loved it. I was a designer, a wardrobe stylist. I loved runway. I loved the energy. I just loved it. And I loved the models and the people and the world and the fantasy shows. And I loved all of that. But then I realized, like, that's not my world. That's not my place. Not now anyway. Maybe someday, maybe sometime, but not now. And it'll come back when it's meant to come back. If this is cutting out, I will laugh so hard if he keeps cutting out. Not for you guys having to do the extra work or anything, but like that, I'm like, they're having me go live, Mercury retrograde on an eclipse in a full moon in Scorpio, and I live in the mountains I could barely get my phone to upload. So if this goes perfectly, then I know, man, this was like, oh, whatever. And if not, then it's just for people to get the messages. And like I said, I'll either leave it up and do another one or whatever. But this is really funny. So avoid stagnation. Get out of that water, right? Like I love rivers. I love oceans. I love moving water. But like lakes, I've never been a huge fan unless it's a huge ass natural lake that looks like waves, because that stagnant water, I don't know what it is. There's something about it. So maybe that's for you guys too. It's time to get out of that stagnation. Get out of that get out of the stagnant water. It says a personal or professional relationship will be enduring. Interesting. I'm going to leave that one there because I almost read endearing. So it said a personal or professional relationship will be enduring, but I saw endearing. So it could be why you're holding on to something, you know, because even when you have a good relationship with people, it doesn't mean you're still meant to stay there. You can still keep your friends. I stayed at jobs way too long that felt like my family, and I loved like the people I worked with, but the job, I spoke about this before, but the job itself was just like holding me captive. Like I wasn't meant to be there. I needed to move on. My gypsy in me, like, you know, I have a beautiful gypsy on my arm. I've moved 28 times. I've lived in 5 states, well, 29 now. And I've lived in 5 different states, and I've traveled, you know, extensively and on 3 different continents and an island, 2 different continents and an island. And, you know, it's like, it really teaches you about growth and just changing the scenery, even just going on a vacation. You know, where do you want to go? You want to go to Costa Rica? Take your vacation and go to Costa Rica. You want to see what it's like to live in Prague? Go to Prague. You know, go to these places. Feel it, align with it. You know, I've traveled to so many places, and the only place outside of the US that I like cried, like literally cried and had a hard time coming home was Paris. I was like, I know I've lived here before. Like just everything about France and like that part of Europe was just, it was very interesting to me. So, you know, maybe you're meant to go get some soul retrieval. That is a big one too. I heard New Orleans. Yes, do it. Okay, so the teaching of this card is, in astrology, there are 3 quadruplicitities: cardinal, fixed, and mutable. The fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. You know what's interesting is they didn't have me speak about the fixed signs at all until now. So whoever was watching, or maybe you're watching now, I feel like this is for you. So we are in Taurus energy, but Leo, we're in the Scorpio moon, and Aquarius. So, but Taurus is earth, Leo is fire, Scorpio is water, and Aquarius is air. Even though Aquarius on the outside looks like water, like the water bringer, you know, people assume that, but it's actually an air sign. So it says the fixed signs can be stubborn. So anything that's just starting as you draw this card may well last longer. Remember, we each have all the star signs in our chart. It's just the way the astrological wheel works. So there's no judgment when we say that while it's admirable how much staying power the fixed signs have, they can also be obstinate. Yeah, right? Where you're like, can we just move on? Some of you are like, I feel like I've been in a fixed sign forever. I feel you. And you know, when you're in a holding pattern like that, it's one of 2 things. You're either learning and growing, and well, two ways, right? So you're either learning and growing, or you're refusing. You're either refusing to move forward, or you're in a learning and a growing period. Either way, it's good. You know, you just have to keep. Oh, I wish I could see these things coming up, but I can't see your messages. I wish I could. I'm so sorry. And I really hope I can come back later. And if you ask any questions in here, I promise you, this is what I'll do. Ask any questions. Oh, this will be so fun. Ask any questions on here, because if you made it to the live, you were supposed to be here. Put them in the messages or in the comments once I post it, and I'll do another reading for you guys answering your questions. How about that? That sounds like fun. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the full moon in Aries, number 68. So it says, a fiery climax approaches. It's time to see if you've been a little bit too much me. There's a tug of war going on between what you want and what someone else wants, but you'll have to wait a little while to see what's going to happen next. As you wait, ask yourself if you've been handling the situation as sensitively as you could have done. If you know deep down that you've been a little rash or harsh, remember we were just talking about that. Remember they were just saying, are you the one that's pushing too hard somebody or something? Are you pushing yourself too hard? Are you not being gentle with you? Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. If you know deep down that you've been a little rash or harsh, you've gone too fast or overstepped the mark, then accept that on some level you've created this situation yourself, which means you can create your way out of it too. When this card comes up, a peak is coming and it can be fiery. It could be fiery. Ooh, interesting. So your attunement to the moon is be nice, be kind. Shut it. Shut up. Shut it. Shut it. I'm sorry, you know I have to bring in my old friend Brian Koenig right now. I use him as a reference because he'd be like, shut it. That's too, I mean, the dog days are over, be sweet and kind. The last one talked about that. And this literally says, be nice, be kind. Can you guys see it? Hold on. This isn't as friendly. This one's not as friendly. But look at that. Be nice, be kind. Smile and be polite as you navigate to where you want to be. This is a really potent reading. When I looked down, it was 5513, by the way. Really powerful. Okay, so additional meanings for this card. Being assertive is good. Oops, I'm going to take that out. Being assertive is good. Just don't ride roughshod over anyone, right? Like, especially if you're like, I'm so spiritual and you are beneath me. You know what I mean? Like, don't give that kind of, you know, this is where spirit is challenging us to come at things with kindness. Again, you're going to have a tantrum, you're going to scream, and you're going to yell, and that's okay. And if you have a friend that you can laugh with and be like, oh my God, and you know, because we don't want to gossip and talk about it. You know, I always had, and I still do, a few of my really, you guys know, you're here with me. Oh, 55, changes. You know, if you're part of my like real personal clan, you spoke to me on the phone, we're friends, or we've done spirit work together over the phone, you know, or through Zoom. We talk real, but we don't talk shit. And there's talking shit and there's talking real. And it's okay to talk things through with somebody. Just remember that, you know, you could be like, oh my gosh, he's the biggest fucking asshole. I hate him. Like you can be like that. That's running roughshod. That's like gone too far. Or you can be like, oh, I am really struggling right now with this person. I love them, but we're just not meeting on the same page right now. You know, it's the same thing. But if you're just running all over it, like, you know, that's bringing negativity to yourself and to them. And people, we are all made up of energy and we're powerful light workers. If you found yourself here or you're part of this tribe, welcome back or welcome in for the first time. You know, we don't mess around here. We are here to change the world. If you found yourself here, you're one of us. Our tribe is growing too. We're getting stronger in numbers every single day. In every way. Lula's life is too. And I know why, because they want me to put my freak out there. They want people to see all the weird sides of me or things. I think things are funny. My latest Star Wars skit, I thought it was fucking hilarious and it barely got any views. But, you know, whatever. Then I do some other skit and I'll get thousands of views and I'm like, I have no idea why, you know, but I thought it was funny. Do I care if anybody else thinks it's funny? At first I did, but then I watched it again. I'm like, that's just fucking funny. But I grew up in the 70s, so I think it's funny. You know what I mean? It's like, it's all the way you look at things. But am I going to delete it or take it down? No, I think it's hilarious. And somebody else will find it hilarious. And even if they don't, I did it for me because I thought it was funny. It was lost footage on the audition for Princess Leia. I thought it was hilarious. But that's me because I'm weird. I'm a fucking weirdo and I like being a weirdo and I think things are funny and not everybody is going to think that what I think is funny, but I still love myself, you know? And I love you and I want you to be weird. Be nice, be kind, smile and be polite as you navigate to where you want to be, you know? It's all in the way you respond to things. So the additional meanings for this card are being assertive is good. Just don't ride roughshod. We did that one. Okay. If you're in a tense situation, meditate your way to peace. Again, if you are with someone or in a situation where, you know, be like, I need to go out to my car for 5 minutes, you know, go for a walk, whatever it is, breathe, let it go, let it go, let it go. I hope you guys are having conversations with each other, even though I can't. I know why, because it's in the place where my phone is, where its screen is cracked. I know that's why. But then every so often it'll flip up that it'll look like there's words going. So I can't get there. So I really hope you guys are having fun with each other too. Yeah. So meditate your way to peace. Don't let it take over. Don't let it take over. Okay. If you're in a tense situation, you need to meditate your way out of it, or at least go somewhere where you can find your inner peace to let it go. Okay, the third one is don't be a baby. This is a Scorpio coming out. Sorry, but this could be the issue, right? Are you playing the victim? So when somebody's saying don't be a baby, that's kind of rough, but it's like, but don't be a victim either. We all play the villain. That's my new one. The villain and the hero, the villain. We all play the villain and everyone's story. Some days you're the hero, some days you're the villain. But if you play the victim, that's a whole different story. And if people play victim with you, that's when you say, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Because that's what when rough shotting would be, is because you're playing the victim. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, you did this to me, instead of having any accountability for your own actions or who you are or why you, even if like, quote unquote, everything is someone else's doing and their fault or whatever, then it's just as much your accountability for being still in that relationship with that person or knowing that person or at that job or whatever, right? That's our accountability there. And the last one is, you need to have more fun. Yes, have more fun. You know, we're only here for a short time and none of us are getting out of here alive. I love that phrase because it's true. So just enjoy it. The teaching is the full moon in Aries is a super fiery time when emotions can run very high. On the upside, there's excitement about what may lie ahead, but tempers are likely to flare with rash comments or decisions. No matter when you pull this card, it signals that the situation has just or is about to come to a peak. Perhaps in a rather heated way. There could be a price to pay if you have been too competitive or too blunt. Yes. You know, I've had people say that to me. They're like, I love you, but you're just too blunt. Like you're just too, people have stopped working with me because they're like, you're too mean. I'm like, I'm not mean. I'm just saying it like it is. And I'm sorry if you can't handle that. But you know what? I was kind of being a bully too. There's ways that I could have handled that differently. And if I ever did that to you, I apologize, because that's where I was at the level of my consciousness. You know, I forgive it and I forgive myself because that's where I was. I haven't always been this person, as Roseanne Barr used to say. I didn't come out of a box like this. It took years and years of tutelage and working with other, you know, healers, shamans, teachers, whatever you want to call them. And I'm still working with them. I am in some levels, I am still a novice. And to someone else, I'm an expert. It all depends on the way you look at it. So speaking of, let's look at the bigger picture with the full moon in Sagittarius. And remember, full moons are all about results, forgiveness, and gratitude. Those are the key words from this book. Okay. So let's see here. Interesting. Full moon in Sagittarius. So interesting that I am a triple Sag and my moon is in Scorpio. But we have the full moon in Sagittarius card. We also have many Sagittarius here. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to one of our tribe members, Anna. She sent this to me as a beautiful gift. And it is a moon. She hand painted that. And it's so cute. It's on a little easel. It's the cutest thing in the world. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. And here's the moonstone. It's hiding back there. But we'll bring it front and center right now. Okay. So here we go. We are looking at the full moon in Sagittarius, which is also on page 84. Interesting. I saw 84 earlier today, which is also the number 12, if that means anything to you guys, and also comes down to the lowest denominator. What do you call it? 3. Thank you. Look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. Are you thinking too much about the details of your dilemma? Fretting over minutia can be counterproductive, or perhaps you're being all talk and no action. This card is a reminder that while it's good to think things through, sometimes you need to step back and look at the bigger picture. What do you see? Hold on. What do you then see about your current situation, right? Like if you go back and you look at it, like take yourself out of it. Look at whatever situation you're going through that maybe is struggling, or it could be a good thing too, but look at it, like step back as if it's not you. If it's not you, it's not your life. How would you look at it? And not only that, how would you speak of it to others? How would you speak to you? Would you look at the situation and say, I am so proud of you. Look at what you've done. You amazing, awesome, beautiful creature. You fabulous witch. You magician. Look at all these beautiful things you've created. And if you're in a rough time, would you not look at your friend with love and compassion and say, I am here for you. Let me support you. What can I do to take the burden off of you? Let me hold you. Let me give you a hug. Let me kiss your forehead. Let me laugh with you. Let me walk with you. Let's go for a walk in nature. Let's connect. How can you be your best friend? Right now, in any situation moving forward for the rest of this moon cycle, our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to look at ourselves as our very, very, very best, closest, most cherished friend, because we are. With love and compassion, turn around and look at yourself. Don't judge yourself. Would you judge your friend? And if you would judge your friend, ask yourself why you would judge your friend. Oh, when I looked down, it was 10444, which is also the number 13, which is the number of the goddess, which is about that. So grab that beautiful divine feminine energy. Thank you, goddess. Thank you. Thank you so much, spirit, divine feminine. Grab that feminine energy and love yourself harder, love others harder. That's how we are sweet and kind. And knowing that the dog days are over, and shit's gonna happen. It's not like, we're in this new earth and nothing bad's ever gonna happen. Of course not. We're gonna have some stumbles and we're gonna have some falls, and that's the way it's supposed to be. That's life, man. That's life. That's why it's beautiful. Because we don't know. And the more we don't know, the better. Like, I like watching readings as much as the next person, but I can get caught up in that shit too. So don't get caught up too much in the future. Live in the now, man. Right? So maybe it says, so fretting over minutia can be counterproductive, or perhaps you're being all talk and no action. This card is a reminder that while it's good to think things through, sometimes you need to step back and look at the bigger picture. What do you then see about your current situation? What's the most positive thought you can have about it? And if, later you can pause this and you can go back and write these questions down for yourself. Right? Because those questions are important. What do you then see about your current situation when you look at the bigger picture and step back? And what's the most positive thought that you can have about it? Now is the time to count your blessings, even if you don't yet have exactly what you want. Act like you have it. This has been helping me lately. Act like you have it. You want something? Act like you have it. You want that new home? You want that new job, that new love, that new relationship? Act like it's yours already. Have it surrounding you all the time so that all of a sudden, one day you will look around and it will be surrounding you. Put it on vision boards. Put it on Post-its. I don't care if it's words, pictures. Make it your reality. Write about it. Talk about it. Watch movies about it. Dress like it. You love Lord of the Rings? You want to dress like one of the characters? Dress like one of the characters. I was telling these people recently at my local grocery store, we were laughing, talking about, things when we were kids or whatever. And I said, I was such a weird kid. I said, I was really into Back to the Future. And I said, I went and got Michael J. Fox's whole outfit. Like when the original the first one came out, I wanted that outfit so bad. I wanted to wear suspenders. It was like my masculine was coming out or something. I don't know. I mean, not that that makes you masculine, but you know what I mean? When I was growing up in the 80s, that look was very masculine. There weren't a lot of women who were wearing that look. There were, a lot of the punks were. That's what actually kind of drew me more into the punk rock world. And like Converse and all that, but I digress. So it was funny because one of the people said, oh, I was totally into the Madonna. And I go, oh, well, of course I dress like Madonna too. But I'm just saying, like, that's how I was. Like, one minute I was Madonna and the next minute I was fucking Michael J. Fox from Back to the Future. And I didn't care because that's who I was. And that's what I wanted to be at the time. And people always thought I was so weird. But you know what? I liked it because I was being myself. And now looking back on it, I can look at the bigger picture and be like, I'm so glad I was weird. I'm so glad that there were other kids around me. And when social media came back around, there were people who reached out to me through the private messaging that I grew up with in school. Some people I didn't really know that well, or maybe had a class with, and they're like, you saved my life. Do you remember that one time I was like suicidal? And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't remember. And they're like, it doesn't matter that you don't remember. It just matters to me that because of you, I didn't. And now I have a beautiful family. You know what I mean? You just don't know whose life you're going to change just by being you. I mean, imagine if every person just took care of themselves on the planet. Obviously, babies, we have to, but that's why we build a community. We come together, we lift each other up, we help raise each other's children, we help raise each other, we help each other. But for the most part, we take care of ourselves. And as long as we take care of ourselves, we don't have to worry about taking care of somebody else. And then when they're down, we all come together as a community. And, because somebody's going to be on the upside of happiness in that moment. And that's how we work together. And the illumination of the full moon, even though it's eclipsed right now, the eclipse energy, all it does is bring us to the shadow and the darkness of ourselves. When did you stop being yourself? When did somebody eclipse you and bring shadow over your dreams, over your hopes, over your wants, your wishes? When did that happen? Because when that happened, that's when you changed. And Spirit wants you to find what makes you happy, what brings you to your happy. You know what I mean? So this card is also a reminder that we often have to take a few risks and go with uncertainty on this journey called life. Try to keep an open mind about what's for the best for you, and the universe could surprise you. The attunement to this moon is take time out for a mini break or adventure. Yes, even if it's just going away for the weekend by yourself. Have you ever done that? If you have the means and the modality to do it, I am asking you, please take a little, even if it's just one night from your family, you know, even if you have a spouse and you have children and you say, I need a night to myself, and you can have a night to yourself too. But I want to just go to a hotel. I want to spend $200 and go to a hotel, a really nice one, you know, whatever. Maybe you, I don't know what a good one is any days anymore. I used to always go on like the, you know, discount sites. But anyway, you know what I mean? And you're like, and maybe a perfect night or day to you, a perfect 20 hours, 24 hours to you is leaving your home, going on an adventure to somewhere you love, checking in, going for a walk, maybe by the ocean, you know, then going on the balcony to have your dinner and watch the sunset by yourself over the water. And then after that, you know what you do? You watch a movie marathon because you can. Because whatever, you can watch whatever you want. No one else is there to control the remote. You can watch whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. And then you go to sleep when you want to, and you wake up when you want to. Whenever you wake up. If that's what you need, then you go and do it. And you will find freedom in that 24 hours. And sometimes that's all we need is 24 hours just to regroup and regain our composure. And that's what Spirit wants you to do, is find a way to regroup and regain your composure. And I can't help but look, but right now it's going to be 111, 111, 11. Yes, the angels are speaking to us. Okay, so the additional meanings for this card, number one is this situation may have come around because you've been distracted. It could also be that you need to be more confident without being overconfident, you know, especially like to win, like we were talking about this, like to win an argument. There's one thing about being confident, and there's one about being like, I'm so wonderful. You know what? If you're being your true self and you're being confident, you don't have to say a word. You know, one of my favorite moments, I've had many moments in my life of coolness. I've been very blessed to be surrounded by some really cool people. And I just remember one of my witchy friends, Melvina. She is so powerful, and she's like 5'10", I think, standing flat foot, 5'9" or 5'10". But when she puts on a heel, she's over 6 feet. And so even if I put on heels, you know, I'm at best maybe 5'5". So we would be in our full witchy glory, in our hats and our coats and our boots, you know, in fall and witch season in October, walking down fucking Hawthorne and Portland in the Southeast neighborhood, you know, Portland, Oregon, and feeling like badasses, you know, because we didn't have to say a word. We just be, our people would part the sea. They would just like, it was almost like they could feel our energy. I mean, Mel has a presence anyway, but she's like so tall and strong and, you know, mighty, natural redhead, you know, gorgeous, you know, beautiful energy, strong, confident, you know. And when we're strong and when we're confident, we don't need to show everybody who we are, you know, with you know, over the top, and you're just being yourself. You don't have to say anything. You're just being you're just being who you are. And that's showing people who you are. So that's what I'm getting from Spirit, is just be your badass self. Be confident without being like overly, you know. And also fake it till you make it. If you're like, I want to dress like this or look like this, but you've never done that before, go slow. Do it one little thing at a time. Maybe change, you know, from pants to a skirt, or maybe change, you know, from your jewelry, or wear a hat, start wearing a hat. When I worked as a wardrobe stylist and people were like, I just need a new look, or I need a new style, or I need a new vibe or whatever, I'd say, let's go shop for an accessory. That would always be my favorite thing to do first, because that scarf, that hat, that pair of shoes, that new purse, that tells me kind of like where they're at and what they're feeling. And they're like, I would never wear that. I'm like, why? I asked them why they would never wear that. And I'd say, then you need to wear that. Like, it's because it's like, if you're afraid of it, that is your higher self. That is your inner dreamer. That's your inner dreamer holding the vision for you. That's like, let's wear it on the outside. Let us be here on the outside. Let's show who we are, inside and outside. Let's show who we are. And when I looked down, it was 113.54. So if that means anything to you, and there were semicolons in. So I feel like one is, you know, it's a new beginning. right? 13 is about the goddess reaching out to you through the divine feminine, and 54 is 9. You're almost there. We're almost there. We're so close. And they're like, don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. Okay, then the next meaning is, have you shown that you care? If not, now is the time. Is there somebody that you really need to show them that you care about them, that you support them, that you're looking out for them? You know, some people, I have my one friend, and I was like, I always feel like, you know, you're always giving me money, or you always blah, blah, blah. She's like, I have the money to give. I like to give it. You give so much to everybody. The least I can do is do that. Money is nothing to me. So, you know, and she's not saying like money is nothing to her. She's just saying like she has the money to put out into the world. Also, she's because she is so generous, every time she gives out money, she's like, I swear it comes back to me like instantly. So, you know, it's all about manifestation and the energy of flow. So there's that. But then there's just, hey man, do you look like you need some help? Do you want to go have a talk? Let's go for a walk. You want to go walk in the trees? You want to go sit under some big trees? What do you need? You want to go have a cup of coffee? You want to go dancing? You know, putting yourself out there. Is there somebody in your life that you can feel really needs your help and your love and your support right now? Is there something small that you can do for them? Do it. And then the last one is, find a balance between speaking your mind and saying too much, right? And we said this in the other card too, right? And the fiery climax approaches. We got to be mindful of like what we're putting out there. Also, if we're yelling at somebody, think about if that was us. Would we want to be yelled at? Sometimes it's better just go yell and punch into the air than, you know, a person. Obviously, we don't want to have any violence, but you know what I mean? You don't want to be like, "Arr!" I mean, I've had sometimes where like my partner and I will be talking and I get so mad, I'm like, "Arr!" I'm like, "Arr, arr, 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 arr." And I don't touch him, but he gets the picture. But I'm also kind of shaking. I mean, you feel that energy too, right? That kind of messes with her energy. Because it's like because he's like, it's still, ooh, when I looked down it was 1606, which is also the number 13, which is also still really aggressive, right? Because we don't want to be violent. That's the patriarchal energy. Look at this. Is my, I don't know if I've got stuff in there, so she may or may not light. Oh, look at that, she's got some flame. But right, she's got a small short flame. I don't know if you can see that. She's got a small short flame coming out. But, you know, the dragons are coming through to speak with us, and they're saying, listen, you can still, like they said, you can be strong and powerful without, I'm going to put it here. You could be, it's so heavy. It's like a really heavy metal. Do you see how heavy it is? They're saying you could be strong and powerful without knocking everything down, right? We don't need to be abrasive and hurt people, or, you know, especially as dragons. There's a lot of dragons in this tribe, so be mindful. Okay, so the last teachings for this reading are, the full moon in Sagittarius is a time when we are reminded that life is an adventure and there's a big wide world to see beyond our backyard. It's about having fun and being prepared to sail into uncharted territory. It's about big ideas versus the details. No matter when you draw this card, it encourages you to look at the bigger picture. And I couldn't make it up if I tried. It is on page 85, which is the number 13. So my beautiful friends, like I said, I had no idea I was going to go live. Thank you for those of you who've held strong and kept support here. Thank you for the likes. And I'm excited to see what you guys commented. And I'm telling you, if I can read it, if things are whatever, feel free to please, if for some reason your question wasn't answered or heard or whatever, please put in the comments below any questions you had for spirit on this reading. Okay. I'm pulling 2 cards right now, but I want to see if spirit wants me to use them for shorts or if it's going to be for the next reading. Are these for today right now? Okay, so I'm not going to tell you. I know what they are, and they're really awesome. So I think that it is going to be for shorts, or it's going to be for the following reading, because it's kind of redundant with what we said, but they don't want me to bring them in because this is this reading is just where it is. Okay, do we want to pull any more cards today, Spirit? Do you want me to bring these cards in right now? Oh, I guess they do. Well, I digress. Okay. Or I should say, please forgive me. But they want me to show you at the same time. Okay. Do, 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 boom. So I don't know if I'm going to do shorts for them too, because I heard shorts. Oh, I just saw there's writing. I think I can see where you guys are. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Oh, hi, Anna. Oh my gosh, let me touch it for a second. So the only person I saw was Anna, which by the way, Anna, I was thinking, if we do these live again, I was thinking, would you want to be my moderator? Because I don't, it's too hard to do it. And I see other people have them. If you want to, if not, no pressure. If anybody else is willing or interested in being a moderator or whatever they call it, you know what I'm talking? Please, please, please let me know. I can't, it's like I saw it for a second, it's like blinking, but I can't see anything else. So, okay. So have faith in your dreams and new moon in Aquarius. So interesting. Waxing crescent moon. This one I felt like it's like they wanted that to go back for a second. This have faith in your dreams, the waxing crescent moon. I love how it's just like there's like barely anything holding there. There's so much magic happening here right now. I love you guys. Have faith in your dreams. By the next waxing crescent moon, which I am going to look now because this is specific for some of you. Like this is literally specific for some of you. So the next waxing crescent starts on May 20th. So the new moon in Taurus is on the 19th, and then we welcome Gemini season in on the 21st. Somewhere in there, we have the new moon, because it always depends on where you live. But from the 19th to the 21st, and the new moon in Taurus and Gemini season coming in, you're going to get your answers. And I feel like this is for everybody. Whatever you've been asking about, you're going to get your answer. It's going to happen then. And they're saying, and if it is a no, I'm not saying it's going to be, stay positive, stay positive, stay positive. They're saying if it's a no, it's not going to be a hell no. It's going to be a no, not yet. And for some of you, it is going to be, that's why they had me like bring this back. It is going to be in the new moon in Aquarius, which would be early next year. But listen, time flies by so fast. So just enjoy, plant the seeds now, do the work now so that you can reap your rewards in the new moon in Aquarius. And also, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad tidings, but Spirit's saying, and stop being a brat about it. Like, you know, it's going to come. Have faith in yourself. And also don't forget to look at the bigger picture. But for some of you, it's going to happen in the full moon in Sagittarius. Okay. So we just said that we have, let me see if this will move down and we can do both. So this one, oh, I don't know why this one doesn't want to go up. It's different when it's live. I can't like pause it and go back. Sorry. This is so fun. It's getting really long too. So I don't know. I don't know if this is cut off or come back, or I guess I'll find out everything later. But for some of you, it's going to be the full moon in Sagittarius. Okay. So for some of you, it's going to be somewhere, and that's, hey, in real time, today's May 5th. Okay. So that's not that far away. The 19th, that's just a few weeks away. So the 19th to the 21st, for some of you are going to get the answer. And for others of you, it's going to be the first week in June over the strawberry moon, the full moon in Sagittarius. It's so between like June 3rd and June 5th. Also, this was a quote. Oh, they don't want me to go there yet. Okay. They're saying, because I put something in my book, but I thought they wanted me to read it, but it's something special for them. So, okay, sorry about that. And then, okay. Talking to me, there's a lot of downloads coming through right now. Okay. But for some of you, it's going to be bringing love into this situation that's going to help you finally find your, you know what I mean? Like when you get to the new moon in Aquarius, from now until then, if you keep staying positive, if you keep, you know, affirmations, I love myself, I love you, I blah, 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 staying in the highest vibration possible. I don't care if people are like, dude, are you on fucking crack? You're like, yes, I am on spirit crack. I am happy. I am joyful. The world is good. You know what I mean? Then, you know, people get drunk in our energy. So think about it. If you keep staying in a high vibration, people will stay in a high vibration with you. And if they don't, bye-bye, they can leave, you know? So remember, they'll go away before a house falls on you too. So have faith in your dreams. Okay. Remember to look at the bigger picture and bring love into the situation. Okay. Now I feel like that is, but this one just fell. So is this part of it too? Is this for shorts? Oh, thank you, Penji. Okay. I knew one of them in here was in for shorts. So I'm not going to show you this one. They just gave me a hard no. Yeah, like I'm not going to show you this one because this one's going to have a whole reading behind it. Let's just make sure there are no more closing messages. Just remember, the dog days are over, you guys. We are in a new earth. We are in a new world, but it's going to take a minute. So be sweet and be kind as much as possible. Anyone Thank you guys so much for being here. I really hope I can go back and see all the messages. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. And I don't know if we're going to do this again or what's going to happen, but yeah, I would say, but me, I just go with the flow. I had no idea this was happening today. So until next time, really take good care of yourselves and each other. Thank you so much for your love, for your support. And if any of you would like a recorded reading, or if you'd like a one-on-one session with me, you can email me magicalmedium@gmail.com, and we can work together. And I work with all different price points. I do all different readings and spirit work. I do healings, whatever is in the greatest and highest good for you. Okay, until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Blessed be. Aho. Bye. Okay, how do I get out of here? No, I love you. Bye. Oops. How do I do it? I'm still streaming. You can hear me cough. Okay, bye. I can't. It won't let me. It won't let me stop because of my phone. Because it's on that weird part. Sorry you had to hear me cough, but I was holding that. But that's, you know what? If you heard me cough and you're still here, it's because of the throat chakra. So you need to use your throat chakra. Okay, how do I end this? I love you guys, but I need to stop now. How do I end it? How do I end it? I don't know. Because I can't get off I can't get off. This is hilarious. Well, hopefully you guys, no, you guys are still here. I literally can't. Like, how do I do it? I can't do it. If I keep hitting my screen, it'll sometimes let me yeah, I've never had a broke phone before. This is freaking hilarious. Like, it's been so funny. Okay. Bye-bye. I'll see you guys later. Hopefully. I have to turn my phone off. Do I have to turn my phone off? All right. I love you. Bye.